Well, 9 out of every 10 jobs created in Kenya in 2019 were in the informal sector, an indication of the challenges Kenyans continue to face in finding employment, which guarantees them social safety nets. This is particularly worrying given the pervasive job losses which are presently sweeping through the labor market as the economy takes a hit from the COVID-19 pandemic. Julian Samboko attended the press briefing for the launch of the 2020 Economic Survey and now brings us more details. Julian's?
Right, Zainab, the overarching message in the Kenya Economic Survey of 2020 is essentially twofold. On the one hand, it's the indication that even before the COVID-19 shock, the economy was indeed already gliding downwards because growth has fallen from 6.3% in 2018 to just 5.4% in 2019. Now, the second key message here is that the country actually missed its growth revenue targets, rather growth target, I should say, because the projected growth was 6% by the National Treasury. What we have done is just 5.4%. So that tells you that we did shave about 60 basis points or 6 percentage points in terms of what was indeed anticipated. Now, the report delves into the subject of jobs, and that is a very critical subject because at this particular time when people are suffering layoffs and losing their jobs, that tells you that indeed when the bulk of the jobs are created in the informal sector, then there are no essential social safety nets to safeguard Kenyans when it comes to something like health insurance, for example, if someone has a job and they've lost it. So these are some of the salient issues which have been brought to the fore by the report, and the CS Ukuri Retani was speaking particularly about their projections for the next year, and this is what he had to say in terms of what we should expect for 2020.
Growth projections have been revised downwards. IMF gives a global growth of less than 1%. But for us, we are estimating at about 2.5%, but can go lower than that to 1.8 growth if the situation persists. Regarding mitigation measures, you are aware that the serious reduction in terms of economic activities, mainly in the service sector, transport sector, is affecting every segment, every sector of the economy. And as a result of this, there are loss of jobs, loss of earnings, and there's general slackness of growth at all levels. And this might actually persist for a long time.
And there you have it, Zainab. Clearly, COVID-19 has thrown a wild card into the projections for 2020. This is clearly an uncharted territory the economy is now navigating. But we do maintain optimism in terms of what can be realized, and we shall definitely be unpacking this report in greater detail in our subsequent bulletins. Back to you, Zainab.